Well, here we are. We already started this job without you here. We've got a bearing to replace on this one shaft coming across to drive the grain unload. We've got the chain unhooked. We've got to replace that chain. I'm hoping I can go on this end with that bearing. It'll make life a lot easier. We've got the straw chopper to move up forward here, pull the baffle out of there, and then I've got a pin to replace on the grain unload auger. These guys are finishing this manure pump up. It had a couple of blown hoses on it. The orbit motor that swings the agitation pipe back and forth was in need of some adjustment, so Jared ended up replacing that, and they're just putting some new hoses on here. And this pump will be done. He rebuilt one the other day. We ended up setting up a new one, and then we've got to get another new pump set up where the barn pit is on the addition. So that'll be a task for another day. Sarah and Andrew are hauling box stall manure, and Alex is chopping stock. She should be able to get them done today. So, boy, the weather's a lot better out there today than it was last Saturday.
Yeah, it was.
If we had had this weather last Saturday, it would have made that 95-60 recovery a lot better than what we dealt with a week ago today. As you can see, the sun is shining. It's about 25, 26 degrees out. And it is rather pleasant compared to the way things were a week ago. So, we'll get to getting this combine done, and we've got to do some shop cleanup as well. Well, Sarah broke this one. How exactly did you do that? You engaged the PTO and ran it wide open and started spreading, and you ruined it. Now, this rear bearing on the discharge beater is fully gone. So we've got one here. We've had it upstairs for a little while, so we might as well go ahead and put it on. And we have a chain that needs replaced. Don't tell me you broke your spreader too.
It's not working.
The door won't, the ram won't go back? No. All right. We'll have to go out and get you going now.
Back it up here and just melt it.
Well, we need to put a fitting on there so that it doesn't matter if the gate's up or not.
Just
So
weld a piece of iron on there so it can't slide back any further.
yeah. All right, so we've got other problems with this little spreader. We'll show you what that is. So what Andrew has wrong here is this: when the tailgate goes up, it pushes this valve in so that it'll allow the oil to go to the hydro push part of the spreader. It's on has two 5/16 bolts that hold it in there, or hold it adjusted, and every so often it slides back out of the way. So I need to get two 5/8 or a 5/8 JIC mal fitting and just hook those two hoses together so that we can more or less bypass it, because it's a pain in the butt dealing with this thing sliding back and forth out of the way. So go ahead, put the gate down. I'll try to adjust that. If you move it ahead too far, it ends up just pushing it back anyway, so you got to kind of get it adjusted just right. Alright, we're gonna have him go ahead and try that. We might have to take this valve apart. This valve doesn't seem to want to push in all that well. Go up with the gate. Alright, so you've seen that got pushed in. Now it's gonna let oil travel from one side of the valve to the other, and it's gonna put hydraulic pressure. It's gonna allow hydraulic pressure to go to the ram. Now try the ram back. Now the ram is moving, so he is good to go. We do need to get a 5/8 JIC male, a double-ended male fitting put between them two hoses and bypass that thing all together. So he should be able to hit the road.
I didn't even really need to do that, but I wanted to. So we did. We're not gonna use those tools anyway.
Yeah, big screwdriver, 50. Long one just to use for a scraper or a fire iron or something. Yeah. See if you can paw that. Hold, let me get this top first. Bingo! Need more boning in there? Take right down to the shaft and don't go farther. That right off in there now. Oh. Had ourselves a little fire in there. It's been awful hot.
Get the rest of it off.
Alright, I think we might have a couple of fires here other than where we're working, but we got some smoke right there, so we got to keep an eye on things here. No? No. What you got is a hot load of poop. I know. You got a hot load there. Alright, so we've got some strings that were wrapped around that shaft. We've got the bearing cut off, and it looks like we still have a shaft left, believe it or not, Betsy. So we're gonna let that cool for a hot minute, run around it with a little sander. We can get our new bearing to go on there, and then we'll be done up here. We got to kind of keep an eye on what we've got going on right there, because we do have some smoke over there. We might be on fire, so we're going to want to keep an eye on it. Alright, we've got the bearing on the discharge hammer shaft. We ended up putting a new chain on the back end here. Jared and Fitzy worked on this while we were working on the bearing up front. So we should be good to go now. Right, Sarah? Yeah. Alright, might as well roll it out the door. We're not smoking too bad, I don't think. Yeah, that's still smoldering over there. All right, I'll get the door, roll her on out of here. Well, we've got Sarah going and Andrew back going. Now we're gonna get back on this combine here. I've got the bolts, this torch is awful touchy if you haven't noticed it already. I've got the bolts removed on this flange, and I cannot get the locking collar off, nor can I get the bearing to move, so we're just going to give this a little bit of heat. What's up today?
Not much. What are you doing?
Bearing.
Bearing?
Placing the bearing.
Where's that?
Right up in
Is
here.
the camera?
Yeah, that's the camera there, huh?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
YouTube's.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the camera?
Farming, fixing, and fabricating.
Huh?
Farming, fixing, and fabricating.
Oh yeah?
You haven't seen us on YouTube?
No. Can I see your channel?
Yeah.
Where
Let
is
me
Where is
show you.
Where is you on YouTube?
Farming, fixing, and fabricating. Well, we've got that bearing removed and come off of there very nicely without scoring the shaft at all with the torch, which that's good. So what we're going to do now while we're letting that shaft cool down, we'll go ahead and make up a new chain for this grain unload. I didn't put a new one on last year, but I put one on the year before, so it's about time to change it out. So we might as well work on that while that's cooling down. We'll clean the shaft up, slide our new bearing on, and then we can let our chain tensioner go, and this project will be done, and then we can work on the straw chopper. Now I ordered a couple of new flanges. Here is the outside bearing here. It did get into this flange here. It melted it pretty good. So we'll go ahead and replace both of those. They would work if you didn't have new ones, but we're just going to go ahead and replace them. And yeah. Alright, so we've got a section of chain rolled out here. We'll go ahead and break the link. I know, I should be just using a grinder, right? But I've got this tool. It's a pain in the butt when you have a large roll of chain and you're trying to put half the chain in the vise. It's just a pain in the butt. So we do it this way. So there we've got that there. Now we'll go ahead and clean up that shaft, get our chain rolled on there, and finish this job. Well, that is gonna put the wraps on this project, and that is gonna be it for this video. We've got all of the parts back in place for this grain unload, brand new chain. We had to swap out that bearing. Everything's all good to go there. We rolled the straw chopper ahead. Now this combine is all cleaned up, and this baffle piece, this panel rather, comes in the back of the combine, and it's shaped like that in there, so when the material, whether it be corn stalks or wheat straw or what have you, come off of the walkers, it's forced down through the actual chopper itself. Now we've got the chopper rolled forward because when we do wheat, we're going to want the straw to come off these walkers, which are right there. This combine has 4 walkers, and this baffle piece fills in this void right here. Kind of creates a funnel effect so that it'll push the straw, or it'll push the straw and the corn stalks and whatever down through the chopper. We didn't used to take that out, but we used to plug up them straw walkers every once in a while because there's just a lot of straw coming out through the back of the combine. So here are the old parts that came out of, well, here's what's left of the bearing. We've got the lock and collar. We've got the outer part of the bearing here, along with the flanges. This flange is not in that bad a shape. It could probably be used again, but we're just going to throw that in the scrap bin. So we can go ahead and put this combine away, and it is all ready to go for wheat harvest 2023. So when roads are clean, and well, it would be nice to do it now, but I am out of time for today. When the roads are clean, we can go ahead and get this put away so that it can be resting for the winter. So that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next video.